Hi, this is Dr. Richards at Joyful Life Institute. I am the Joy Doctor, and you are watching the Joy Doctor Show. Welcome. Now, the last few weeks, I've not been able to post because my posts have, um, been shortened by YouTube. Like I will post for 15, 20 minutes, and only 7 minutes of it has been showing. So I have not had the content to post. So I am trying to post with my phone as well as do a live at the same time. So this may look a bit weird as I look back and forth a little bit. All right, so let's get started. Today's topic is transitions. What do I mean when I say transitions? What I mean is when we are going through things, there is often a transition that's involved with it. Think about it. If you get a new job, that's a transition. If you get married, that's a transition. If you lose a loved one to death, that's a transition. If you go from kindergarten to college, kindergarten to college. If you go from high school to college, that's a transition. And transitions are the time in our life when we tend to get stuck. So the very first question is, why do transitions cause us to be stuck? We get stuck in transitions because, one, we are used to the status quo. We're used to what has been. We are comfortable doing things the same way. We don't even have to think about it if we're doing it that way, right? We can just do it by rote. We can do it without thinking twice about it. So our brains can relax and go through the motions. On the other hand, if we're in a new situation we've transitioned to, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. I remember when I got my first faculty position, and I came into a room, an office that was empty. Every process that I was going to use in the upcoming years, I had to develop. I had to develop a process for advising students. I had to develop a process for organizing my research. I had to set up a process for office visits with clients, a process for evaluating new therapists. So it required a lot more brain power. So one reason that transitions are hard is because we're used to the status quo, and maybe two, that we don't have to use a lot of brain power. And three, we sometimes get stuck in that transition because that transition reminds us of a traumatic transition. So I may have clients whose parents were abusive. Let's use that as an example. And because they were abusive, when the client has their own child, they often have a breakdown. Not often, sometimes have a breakdown. And they break down because they're like, wait a minute, my parent abused me, but this child is so innocent, loving, and dependent and vulnerable. Why would they do that to me? or the child turns the age at which they were emotionally abandoned or abused, and they have a hard time dealing with things with that child and life because their own trauma comes up. So there are different reasons why you might be stuck in trauma, in transition. Now, here's the thing about transitions. Oftentimes, or sometimes, they come as a result of bad things. So the next question is, when a transition is due to something negative, how do you cope with it? So here's the thing. Anytime something bad happens, something good is happening right then and there. Something's happening right then and there. So let's say that you have a car accident and your car is totaled. In our community, we need a car. So somehow you might be able to get a car. You may have to get a loan, but you must get another car. And if you have the means, that new thing is the new car. That new thing may be starting a carpool if you don't have the means to get a car, right? So imagine the carpool could be a great thing because now you don't have to drive. Yeah, you'll chip in, but you have that social connection on your commute. You may develop a more deepened relationship with someone that you had known all along. So right at the time something bad is happening, something new is unfurling. And why do we get stuck in these bad times? We get stuck once again because we are looking back at the old stuff and we want to stay in status quo. Yes, you have the right to mourn that thing that you have lost. Absolutely. But I want you to also consider that you can celebrate the new thing that's happening, the unseen thing that's happening in your life as well. If you are in a transition and need some help getting through that transition, uh, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, I'm Dr. Michelle Richards at Joyful Life Institute, and you can reach me at CHEZJOY.com. That's C as in cat, H as in Harry, E as in egg, Z as in zoo, J as in Junebug, O as in octopus, Y as in yellow.com. This is Dr. Michelle Richards. I am the Joy Doctor, and this has been the Ask the Joy Doctor show. I'll see you next Wednesday for the live production of this Ask the Joy Doctor program, and look out on Friday at noon Central Standard Time for the premiere of the edited version of this. Bye for now, and remember, take the time to discover your joy for life. If you are in a transition and need some help getting through that transition, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, I'm Dr. Michelle Richards at Joyful Life Institute, and you can reach me at CHEZJOY.com. That's C as in cat, H as in Harry, E as in egg, Z as in zoo, J as in Junebug, O as in octopus, Y as in yellow.com. This is Dr. Michelle Richards. I am the Joy Doctor, and this has been the Ask the Joy Doctor show. I'll see you next Wednesday for the live production of this Ask the Joy Doctor program, and look out on Friday at noon Central Standard Time for the premiere of the edited version of this. Bye for now. And remember, take the time to discover your joy for life.